And the microphone is on. Welcome everyone. Glad to have you on board. And we don't have very many people here tonight. It looks like only 21 in the chat right now. So current viewers and 20 now apparently. It's Friday night and welcome everyone. Glad to have you on board. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. So let's see what we can do for tonight. And I know it's one of them slower nights. Probably lots of people heading out and doing things, and you know we got people out hunting, like Tom, and all kinds of good things. So. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is, you guys. And anyway, we'll get at going around to our volcanoes here shortly. First, we'll say hello to our wonderful moderators, Arizona Snowman, Piggy, and of course C&D Boy, and possibly Gary, 24/7 Live, AZ Skies. Oh, Friday Night Football. I didn't know that was on. Oh, okay. And also, let's see, possibly Joseph Fields of Texas. And let's see, maybe even Lucas Snow hiding in the background there somewhere. So, all good, you guys. That's our moderators. And then, of course, we've got all you, the guests, the ones that are in here. Glad to have you all on board. And first one that made it in today was Linda Schoof. Linda gets the cookies. There you go, Linda. And thank you for being number one. And Hermione was very, very close at being the second one in there. So close, but not quite. Didn't make it. Oh, very close. Very, very close. Anyway, glad to have you all on board today. And yeah, it's been relatively quiet day as far as stuff going on around the volcano world. Not a whole heck of a lot to really jump up and down about, but we'll go around and we'll have a look at everything and see what we can come up with. And we'll go from there. So that is all awesome. Anyway, let's start saying hello to everyone. And we'll start out by saying, oh, didn't try. Okay, Hermione, well, for somebody who didn't try, you were very, very close. Anyway, we'll say hello to Hermione first. And we'll say hello to Linda second, since that is the order they're on the screen. And, of course, Sue Hayes is here as well. Welcome, Sue. Scott Hartman, welcome. Kevin Haynes, King Colin Deadman, say Friday, some people might be at the pub, Doc. Well, how dare they? They should put this on at the pub. How about that? Sharon Stewart is here too. Happy Friday, happy weekend. And yes, here in Canada, of course, it is Thanksgiving weekend, and glad you can hear me, Sharon Stewart. Going up a little bit more, so we got Kevin. Oh, Henry is here. Henry Nelson, welcome. OFU Lux from Luxembourg, also here, welcome. Kirst Chaplin made it in, good to see you. Juliet is also in the house, but she's waving from the Lurkers Lounge. No worries, that's all cool. And let's see, who else we got? Piggy should be in that Lurkers Lounge too, there you guys. Clark Hall, we got Kirst already. Scott we got, going up some more, and a lot of chatting going on. And I'm scrolling looking for more names. And let's see, who else we got? Oz. Oz is in the house from down under. And which might really be on top, and we're down under, but you never know. It's the way the earth turns, I guess. But it's one of those things. Looking at everything else here, let's see, who else made it in? Tetra is in the house. Welcome, Tetra. Glad to have you on board. And let's see, Sue we got, Colin we got, going up a little more, looking for more names. And like I say, there wasn't a heck of a lot of people in here today, and I don't see any other names. We've got everyone else so far on the list. John Raper on the bottom here. Welcome, John. And Robert and Chandel. I missed those ones. Snuck in while I was going up the list. No worries. Welcome. Glad to have you on board. And just double checking, making sure I didn't miss somebody else. And I think we're good for right now. And of course, people are going to pop in and out as needed and desire, that kind of thing. So all good. Anyway, on screen, of course, we've got some of the canned lava from August 11th of our Siggy Fisher, and I thought that was kind of neat to be able to see that. Yesterday, I think we were showing from the 14th, but got to keep a little bit of variety in it. So this one is from the 11th, and unfortunately, we don't have anything new. I wish we did. It would be really, really nice. John says, I just popped in for the first bit. My bed is calling me. What's your bed calling you, John? Big shout out and thumbs up to all our great mods. And thanks, Linda. They are awesome mods at that. So do appreciate them, and they are wonderful. Kevin Williams snuck in the door as well. Welcome, Kevin. Glad to have you on board. Okay, so let's get things going here, and we'll turn off the canned lava, and of course we'll try to turn off that little thing there, and the big thing. And there we go. All right, so that is Reykjavik, the city, capital city of Iceland, and that is what it was looking like right now. So that is live. But if we go back a little ways, they did have some reasonable skies and stuff. This is about 7 hours ago, and didn't look too bad there as far as you could see. And a lovely shot, so I don't mind showing that. And of course, that is taken from the Perlin Center, and a pretty good view. And of course, that is Rabbit Land in there. And we know there's a special black rabbit that runs around there, and he probably is doing very well. Maybe, well, as long as he's got a mate, then there'll be more than one rabbit. Anyway, that is awesome. And let's pop over to the other views here, and a little bit on the hazy side from this shot. This of course is from Perlin Center as well, but we're looking in the other direction. You can see Kalir right here, and you can see the top of Ragnar right over there. So pretty awesome. And then of course the area we can't see would have been right down in here. Hey, look, the plane, the plane. Oh, I seen it. It was an airplane. Okay, freaked me out going right past there, but all good. Anyway, that's kind of the what it looked like there today. I'm going to put that one back on live, just so we see what it does look like at night. And of course, the building here, that big long building, that is an aluminum smelting plant, and that is one of the primary export products from Iceland, is aluminum, for those people who didn't know. And let's take a look at the other shot here. And of course, this one you can't really see till we back it up, going back about 7 hours on this one. And you see this wonderful view. Of course, the ice fields over here, that is Katla. It's underneath there somewhere, underneath all that ice. So if we do get an eruption at Katla, we will have some eyes on it, which is really, really nice to be able to do that. We do have one other camera shot, but unfortunately it's not quite as good because they don't show daytime stuff. I don't know if we can even see anything on it right now. We'll try it. Well, you can see a beacon light, and you can see the top of Ragnar right there. It is backlit a little bit, but it is. Oh, hang on, you can't see that. You can't see that. How come? Oh, I see the way the screen is grabbed. Let me recapture that. We'll do that a little bit differently here and show that for you. That should work. And come on, go up and make it bigger. There you go. Okay, so now you can see that little beacon light. I have no idea who put a beacon there, but it is there, and there you can see the top of Ragnar. That is the direction they're looking with this particular shot. So anyway, I'll leave that be. I just wanted to point that one out, and we'll put it back onto, of course, Reykjavik for right now, since we don't have any views of any of the other volcanoes other than Katla, and it's pretty quiet. And this one we're going to put back to live, and that is what it is looking like there right now. I see Zero also in the house. Welcome. OneFish26 made it in. Good to see you. Kate, welcome. Glad to have you back. And let's see, did I miss anyone else while I'm yakking? I think I got everyone. But glad to have you all on board. And hopefully I haven't missed anyone like One Fish or somebody like that, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, keep going here. And so moving over to the harmonic tremor charts for our wonderful Ragnar, and of course Fragile as they call it. And we did see what it was doing, basically a downward trend, not really any kind of a surprise. And then at the end I just refreshed it here, and we see it starting to go back up. Possibly a couple of little quakes in the area as well as what we're seeing there. So at least we know what it's doing. It's quiet, but you know, upward trends are always happy, right? So that is cool. Sliding down a bit, we're going to have a look at the Grimsey. And of course, Grimsey is way on the other end of Iceland, and that is right there. And looking at the chart for Grimsey, it too was on a downward trend, and not sure if it's going to pop back up right away. And we do see a couple little shakers in there as well, so they may coincide with the other ones. While we're down here, let's also take a look at Grindavik, and that is right there. And we are seeing a very large amount of ground shaking there in that area, and I'm wondering if we've got something moving. I'm hoping it's a big lava worm. Anyway, we do see it too has a slight uptick, very similar to what we've seen at Fragile. So hopefully we will get something out of it, and keeping our fingers crossed. Anyway, I'm going to slide that back up to Fragile just so I know where it's at. One more, there we go, and that is it there. So yeah, we did see that quake and this one on the other chart, and I see that darn magpie knows exactly when I'm on the stream. It's back in the water. Oh boy, that drives me nuts. It's having a full bath, you guys. Why is it doing that? Oh, and we even have a bunny there. Actually, give me a second. I'm going to shoo that bird away. And we'll see what happens here. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. I'll leave this on the screen. Don't go anywhere. Well, there we go. I scared that darn bird away. The bunny is there, and I'm sure the squirrel will be along in a second. So they all come at the same time. They know where the stream is, and of course, I swear that squirrel sits out on the balcony just so he can sit there and eat and listen and do his thing. Oh, that magpie just came back already. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to worry about the magpie. I'll let the bunny shoo him away if we need to. It is one of those things. Anyway, let's take a look at earthquakes and see what we've got going on in Iceland, and then we'll try to work on the other ones as well. They're smart birds. Yeah, you know, that's the thing. And the worst part is, yeah, they know. They know exactly when I'm in here. They'll sit on the roof and listen. And as soon as I get yakking, they know I'm busy, right? And that is just one of those things. Anyway, the rabbit is continuing to eat, so that's a good thing. And hopefully that poor rabbit won't be worried about it. Anyway, you can see on this map, of course, we've got some quakes here on the Reykjanes Peninsula. We've got one over here, or a couple over here by Grimsvatn, and then up north we are seeing these other ones. And we're going to pop over to the other chart because it is a little bit more precise in what we see on it. And of course, 74 quakes for the last 24 hours. That number was, yeah, a remote control bird banger. Yeah, I need to confuse those magpies. I think I'm going to put a plastic dome over top of the water bowl. When they come down to land, they'll hit that plastic and go, uh-oh, they boo-booed. Landing a little bit short, if you will. Anyway, 74 quakes in total today in the last 24 hours anyway. Yeah, maybe I should put the big spider out there. That would be pretty awesome. Let's zoom in up here by Grimsey, and for those who need to know, that's Grimsey Island right there. That's what we were looking at on the chart. And let's grab this newer one out here, 1853 for this 1.3, 10.9 kilometers down over there. And we see that swarm is kind of sticking in that area. We do have this one a little odd, 13.2 kilometers down for the 0.68 from 1346. And as we go through here, we'll just take a few samples. We've got a 1.4, 11 kilometers down from 1945. A bigger one, 1.7 from 11.2 kilometers down from 1323. Let's grab this guy here, 1.24, 10.8 kilometers down from 1316, and then we'll move down a bit here, 1.19, and that is 9.2 kilometers down from 2059. And going a little bit further, 1.09, 7.7 kilometers down from 1133. Really not showing any lift or coming up in height. We'll hopefully see these ones be a little bit more shallow here. This is a 1.78. Oh boy, no, that's not more shallow. 15.5 kilometers down. 1821 was the time on that. Take a look at this 2.13, 13.1 kilometers down, actually from 2147, so very, very recent. Then we have this guy, 2.65 in magnitude, 10 kilometers down. 1738 was the time on that guy. Is that more shallow? Yep. The 1.4 is only 5.7 kilometers down. 1737. And let's grab this 1.9, 3.9 kilometers down from 2151, a very, very fresh indeed. And then 4.8 kilometers down for this 1.2 from 2204. So that kind of gives you an idea of what's going on there as far as depths. And, you know, we're really not seeing anything popping up. No new islands are going to appear, at least not that we can see or know of. Anyway, sliding over a little bit more. It's a little too far there. Point 3, 5.4 kilometers down from 1844 for that one. This is a 0.6, and these are very small. 4.5 kilometers down, 1821. And then we get over to Asja area and the other one beside it. And Asja, 0.4, 3.7 kilometers down from 1909. And the other one beside it is 0.43 and 3.8 kilometers down from 2151. Very fresh again as far as time is concerned. This 0.12 is 3.6 kilometers down from 1428. And we'll just grab the bigger ones here. From 2203, 0.7, 2.5 kilometers down. And then we have another 0.5, 5.2 kilometers down from 2206. And maybe this one, 0.9, 6.2 kilometers down from 2205. So it sounds like they all happen right around that same time. Again, this is really not going to encourage anyone or make you think that there's going to be an eruption at Asja anytime soon. Let's have a look here, and this should be Bardabanga. Grimsvatn is down here, this little guy. And then we'll take a look at 0.8 and 2.8 kilometers down from 2005. Let's have a look at this 2.01, 3.6 kilometers down. 1527 was the time on that guy. And I'm not going to worry about all of them. Let's see, this point, or 1.45. 3.5 kilometers down from 2038 for him, and that's kind of it. Really not seeing too much else there. Let's grab this 1.5 down right close to Katla, and that is from 1603, and it was 5.2 kilometers down. Over here towards Hekla, we've got a few of them, and that one is 0.99, 14.3 kilometers down, very deep. And that was at 1331. Yeah, there we go. This one is from 2034, and this magnitude 0.44, 5.8 kilometers down, and then a 0.6 of 2 kilometers down from 2205. Really nothing major to talk about. Let's grab this guy in the water here. 1.89, 7.8 kilometers down. And that was 5:25 in the morning. Now we get to our Reykjanes Peninsula, and that is a little bit more busy, but really not overly busy. So, what, a big indoor spider then? Why, we don't want an indoor spider. I don't like spiders. I got bit as a kid, and I've got a phobia. But I try to get over my phobia by having big spiders that live on my roof, right? No, I don't know. 1121 for this magnitude, 7.76, 7.8 kilometers down for that guy. He's got a little 0.5 as a buddy, and that is 4.8 kilometers down from 1121. And that's not going to make much of a difference for us. Here's Krusevik, and we will check this 1.1 here, 6.5 kilometers down, 2200. And let's zoom into our wonderful area. So that's Krusevik, and this is moving over a little bit more, 0.51, 5.6 kilometers down, 5:50 a.m. for that guy. We've got a 0, and that is very close to the surface, 135 meters down. And that is from 1028. I don't think that really means anything. Possibly some kind of a collapse in perhaps an old lava tube or something, or just a general shake. And anyway, there's our wonderful Fragedal Fjall area, and the vents, of course, are right there. for Ragnar and his friend Bob, etc. And this area right here, it would be Siggy Fisher. So looking at these are just about right on top of it. 0.34, 3.6 kilometers down from 1430. And then we've got this one from 1153. It is a 0.38, 4.1 kilometers down. And then we move towards Kaleer, which is up here. And we'll grab this one at Kaleer first. 0.83, 1.4 kilometers down from 10:56 a.m. And then we'll take a look at a couple of these here and see what they are doing. 1.02, 6.4 kilometers down, 11:56 in the morning as well. 11:50 for this one, 1.56, 7.1 kilometers down. 11:58 a.m., 1.48, 6.3 kilometers down. Going over here, 1.0, 6.4 kilometers down from 12 noon. And then we see this one, 0.7, 5.8 kilometers down from 12:10. This one was from 11:57. And 0.51, 6.4 kilometers down for him. So that is kind of the ones up north. We looked at these, and 4.6 clicks down for that one, and 3.6 for that one. So those are fairly deep underneath. I don't think that is going to stir up any magma and cause it to come up. Getting a little bit further to the west here, 0.1, 4.1 kilometers down from 1525. Then we got this 0.37, 1.14 kilometers down from 736. And let's see, this one just north of the power plant, and that is a 0.52, 7.1 kilometers down from 1445. And the power plant is right in here. Let's click one more time. So that's the power plant. There's the hotel, and there's the Blue Lagoon right there. So that is what we're seeing. And there's where that quake is. So they're not that far away, maybe a kilometer, if that. Looking at down here by Grindavik, we do have this 3.9 kilometers down from 2243. And let's go out a little bit more. We do see some activity right on the point of the peninsula here. And that is 0.64, 6.2 kilometers down from 1351. Then we have 1114 is the time on this, 0.29, 3.2 kilometers down. This 0.7, 6.5 kilometers down, 1130. And this 0.87, 6.4 kilometers down, 4:25 a.m. Then 1300, we had 1.15, 3.8 kilometers down. Then we get out into the water here. We have a 1.24, 5.7 kilometers down. Hey, who's biting who? Hi, don't bite me. No, hi, Jane. Oh, are you biting? Oh, I hope nobody's biting. Australia has spiders. Yes, they got many that are dangerous, just like the snakes. Anyway, yeah, just about 1 o'clock for in the afternoon for that 1.24. And there we see a 0.86, 5.2 kilometers down, 5:22 a.m. And we'll grab this other 1.12, 6.8 kilometers down, 5:22 in the morning as well. And that is about it for our wonderful earthquakes in the area. We've got most of the other ones. And yeah, we got this guy out in the water, 7.8 kilometers down for the 1.89 from 5:25. So we're not going to worry about him. Really, no major activity that I can see that is going to scare us or make us think that we're going to have something imminent happening. Thanks for the 4-minute warning, Kevin. And Colin Denman says, sorry, I started the spider business. I have two large in my in my hose 10 minutes ago. Oh, in your hose? Well, Colin, you better shake your hose out. But like bearded dragons, holy mackerel! There's a funnel web relative part what in that part of the world. Okay, you guys are talking about spooky things. Since you're talking about spooky things, wait till we get to the bacon seeds. The bacon seeds are normal, but we've got something else that is a little bit more spooky, and I think you'll all enjoy it. So that's a little teaser, if you will. So we have a few extra. They're not bacon seeds, though. We have a few extras. So we can thank Piggy for that. Popping in to say hi, Grenzed, welcome, and hi to you. Hopefully you're having a wonderful morning down there, and hopefully it's dry and no spiders crawling on you or anything like that. I don't have to decorate my house. Plenty of cobwebs and a few spiders. Okay, Cursed, you're lucky. For us, the spiders are now actually looking for a place to hide inside because it is getting colder out. This morning we actually did have some frost. Pardon me. Let's pop over to Sicily real quick. And actually, that is kind of an interesting looking shot. Let's see if we can make sure that quality is up a little bit higher there. There we go. Okay, so you can see there's a plume coming out of our volcano, and you can actually see the outline of the volcano right now, and that is actually kind of neat. I like that. And we actually have been seeing kind of a weird plume coming out earlier, not right at sunset. At sunset it was doing this. So that is Mount Etna, of course, for those who weren't paying attention. But earlier we were seeing more of this upward stuff coming out, and kind of makes me wonder what the heck is going on there. And if we go even further back in time, we see that it was sitting up fairly high on top. Even with the other clouds moving in, it was very prominent, and that was coming from the volcano. So pretty awesome to see that. And I'm backing up a little bit more. There you can see a little bit more of a wonderful plume coming up. So Mount Etna is doing something. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to take a look at the seismic activity, although I probably should have. It would have been nice to have a look and see what's going on. But that's kind of what we were seeing. I do have a little bit of a time lapse from earlier in the morning. Prior to this time, this of course was around 1400 or 2 p.m. their time. But this time lapse is from early in the morning. And we'll show that real quick, just so you can see. I'm sorry about the mouse flying by there. I forgot to turn off the mouse thing. But anyway, you know, from 8 onward, you could see what it was looking like. You could see some of that off-gassing at the top of the crater, so not too bad. We don't want to lose our bats. Okay, if we do, we'll be up to our eyeballs in bugs. Etna is always erupting. Yes, well, actually not. Etna is always on simmer, okay, no matter what. But yeah, it is actually right now. We'll see what happens in the imminent future here. In short term, though, we'd like to see the lava really flying out of that thing. But it is pretty cool. And anyway, this is now around 10 o'clock in the morning. you can see it starting to really puff on the back side there. And I thought that was kind of neat to be able to see. And then later on, it got a little bit stronger, as we've seen in those other shots. So that is kind of what we were looking at. But I thought I'd share this the earlier morning hours with you, so you can see how nice and blue the skies were, and things didn't look too bad. So pretty awesome. I am going to get ready to go for a break, so please hang in there, and after this finishes, I will go on my break, and we'll do that. So this is now up to about noon, and I think that is just about the end of that video. And like I say, I thought it was pretty nice to be able to see it start puffing up there, and we'll see what happens in the future, right? Etna is always ready to go. It's just sometimes the seismic activity is not enough to make that thing cook, and hopefully we'll see this thing erupting again, and we shall wait for you, Doctor. Excellent, Jane. That is good. So that's the time lapse, and this is what it was like there at 2 p.m. And of course, this is back to what it is now. And like I say, you can barely see it, but it is got a plume up top there. Anyway, I'll put you back over to the canned lava. We'll turn that back on, and then we'll go take that break. Canned lava, turn on. There we go. There's the canned lava, and there is the little date on the bottom, just so nobody gets confused. And on that friendly note, for all those good people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button and you're enjoying the show, by all means give it a quick bop. Also, if you're new, sitting on the sidelines, please do that as well. Hit that subscribe button and help us out that way. And on that note, I am going to go take that break. And don't go away. Keep smiling. Play nice in the lava. I'll be back. And the microphone is back on. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully I got my thing working here. Tapped it the wrong way and don't know what the heck was going on. Hopefully, Kevin says welcome back. And I see Zero in the house. Got it. Thank you. Hi, Grandma B. Good to see you. Thanks, Kevin. And hopefully I am coming through loud and clear here because I don't know what the heck happened. Something weird. I hear you, Dr. Fox, working great now. All right. Mars 2028 also in the house. Good to see you. Thanks. And hi, Grandma. And 5x5. Okay, we hear you. Okay, good. We're all good. And I was just reading the chat. And talking about the dragonflies that were the size of eagles about 300 million years ago, and about 48 million years ago, mice, the ancestor of the mouse, was the size of a small horse. Okay, and they were pretty vicious little guys too. We have mosquitoes that big now. Yeah, Henry, we got 4 of them will carry the average human away. You don't want to mess with any of them. If you got mice, that would be a real problem. And the cat's the size of horses. Pretty much. All birds are descended from a single feathered dinosaur. Cool. That must have been one busy dinosaur. I'm glad I missed the giant mice. Yeah, me too. They'd take a leg off. Boy, that, if a mouse bites you, you'd think, okay, a little chomp, and, you might have to go get a rabies shot or something. But those big ones, they take a leg right off. Anyway, let's quit with the morbid stuff, and we'll go over to the Azores and have a look there, see what we've got going on as far as shaking. And of course, Azores being on the mid-Atlantic ridge, just kind of down the road from our Iceland, or down the mid-Atlantic ridge from Iceland. There, of course, you can see the harbor and portions of a small town here. We're on the island of St. George. In the distance there, you can see Pico Island. For those people not familiar with that shot, here's a daytime view of it, just so you can see it. And of course, that is Mount Montana, is what they call it now. It's actually Pico Volcano, as what it was called originally. So that is what it looked like there. Anyway, that's what we're seeing. And of course, we watched this little cove here, and that cove during the day would look like this, just so you have a daytime shot. A comparison. Anyway, you do see the lava rock that is sitting out there with all the white water around it. And what we look for is the white water, of course, to see how much activity is in the ocean. We do see a fair amount of white water in here, as well as the occasional splash over here when it is light enough outside. Unfortunately, it is nighttime there. It is 23:43 there right now, so a quarter to 12 midnight, and that is kind of what we're seeing. Popping over to our volcano earthquake maps. Anyway, there is St. George, and of course that is Pico Island, and they say Montana do Pico, and that's Pico, a volcano really is what it is. So that's what we've got there. Anyway, looking at how many quakes we had, not many. We're showing one, and it is a 1.8, happened at 5:54 a.m. So not a heck of a lot of activity going on. This is, mind you, this map is only for St. George, and that is all we've got right now on there. Looking at the other one though, I'm going to refresh that one. I did see the one that was 16 hours ago according to this. A little bit longer really, because that was set up a little while back. And we'll see once it refreshes what we get, if there are any other quakes, and I don't see any other ones there either. So that's what we've got right there. 18 hours ago, 2.0 according to that one instead of a 1.8. I am going to make that map a little bit bigger, and just kind of slide down a little bit here. Well, a little bit I said, and we'll zoom out a little bit. There's the mid-Atlantic ridge, of course, and that's the North American plate, and this is the ridge or rift zone that divides the Eurasian plate as well as the African plate. And you can see down here, that is the Canary Islands. And of course we get some earthquake activity here in this area as the two plates are battling each other, pushing each other around a bit. And that's kind of it. So we only see that one quake in the area right now. So everything is fairly quiet. I'm going to put that back to normal. And oh, I'm sorry, there we go. Put it back on that picture so I know where I'm at next time I go looking for it. And popping over next will be our Fuego, and hopefully, that'll work for me. Fuego. Let's get onto that gray screen. Where is it? There it is. And yeah, Fuego's been hiding. It's doing its thing. And let's see. Yeah, going back about 2 hours ago, we did see it. There we go. And the thing that I noticed, again, still no snow, which is really a good sign. But we do have a bunch of clouds zipping by, so it is very difficult to tell if it was doing anything. And then again, earlier it was the same kind of scenario. We see that going by, and then moving back about 6.5 hours ago, it was a little more clear. And again, still no snow, which is really good. But we didn't see a heck of a lot of puffing going on. Other than there were a couple in here. Let's do this one here. This is actually about 8.5 hours ago, as 9:56 or 10 a.m. is what I had actually written down on it. And I'm just advancing that 5 seconds at a time. You can see most of that is just gas coming out. On occasion you see a little darker cloud happening there. That does contain some ash and stuff like that, but for the most part, this thing was pretty gassy, and really didn't do as much as I would have liked to see. Of course, I want to see lava pouring out of it, right? And that is exactly what we all want. But hey, it is what it is. Hey Piggy, good to see you, and glad that you're on board here. And all good. Refresh GeoTerub. Okay, and yeah. So, and it did keep going for a little while, but it is, like I said, mostly gas pouring out of there. So, really nothing major to worry about. I don't know if we can get into our golden time here. Somewhere around here. Yeah, about there. Just as the sun starts hitting it, it was looking pretty somber and quiet. And that was during sunrise, 7:36 a.m. roughly, for them there in Mexico. And again, for those people who aren't familiar with this, this is Popocatépetl. It is about 70 kilometers south of Mexico City. And I'll leave that there. That's the other view right now. If we go back, we'll probably see about the same thing. This was early in the morning here, and that is from the other direction, and we kind of like it. And let's move a little further south. We will take a quick look at our Fuego. And Fuego is online, but it's in and out of the clouds. And oh, it just happened to come out of the clouds. Oh, it's going back into the clouds. Now it's out, now it's in. And that's kind of the story of Fuego all day long. Come on, clouds, move. We want to see a nice sunset. Anyway, the golden skies there, I like that in the background. Looks pretty awesome. But right now, this very second, we're not seeing anything coming off of the crater. We did see some puffs coming off of there earlier, but they were hard to get because they were in and out of the clouds. And let's see, there should be one right around here, a little guy anyway. And there you can see a little bit of that dark ash material being ejected from the top of the cone, and that is kind of what we had. But I think the rest was pretty bad. Oh, hang on. This one might be good. Oh, almost good. Again, clouds. You can see how much did come out of this eruption, and that was from 8:58 a.m. But if we go back a little too far, it was in the clouds and we couldn't see it. I'm just trying to get to the best spot. That's kind of when it started erupting a little bit. And of course, when you notice quite a bit of that material falling down the hill, but of course the clouds came back in, and yeah, battling the clouds. Anyway, I'll leave that guy there. I'm not going to worry about that. Ooh, that's a little better. That is right now, and that does not look too bad, you guys, as far as the sunset there anyway. And oh, it is actually having a little bit of a puff, an eruption, if you will, and that is always nice to see. Yeah, just a little one though. Unfortunately, not one of those big, massive plumes that we normally see. And hopefully the clouds will stay away and we'll be able to view this some more later tonight. And that is, it's awesome. Anyway, there it goes. It's gone again. Let's see. What do we got in this one? Momotombo. Nope, not visible. It's hiding. It's got clouds. It's got gas. It's got other things. So, Momotombo, of course, is in Nicaragua. We do cover 3 of the volcanoes there. This one is a Messiah, and not seeing anything from it right now. And of course the other ones were on the list, and I did bring my list up here. And for anyone who wants this, I'm actually going to drop that link in here, and there you go. So if you want to go to that page and you want to see what we've got, you are more than welcome to take a look there and see the still images. And they're supposed to update them every 5 minutes or thereabouts. So pretty cool, and you guys can have a look at that. And let's see, what's next on our agenda. Opening this back up, and we'll go over here. Have a look at this guy. Good night, Do Free. Is Do Free going? Good night, Do Free, if you're going. Take care. And Portray, Pretray, Dr. Fox, Kathy, aloha, and all good. Do Free, not, I am not conditioned to be here. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you get better. Do Free, and stay happy, stay healthy if you can. And of course, we all kind of all want everybody to be healthy and happy. Anyway, going back a little bit, looking at what we see at Merapi. Again, it's one of those in and out of the clouds for the most part. but not a heck of a lot we can do. Looking back in time here a little bit, about 1:17 a.m. We do see that is their 1:17 a.m., not ours, but that is a little bit of smoke coming out of it. And if we go back a little bit more, we can see that it must have been raining there, causing that to look a lot bigger and nastier than what it really is. It's just that humidity down there will cause it to expand and make the clouds look a little funny. And there you go. That's kind of what we're seeing there at Merapi. So Merapi not overly happy with all the clouds. Let's pop over into the snowfields. Hey, you can go snowing, skiing. Anyway, there is Mount Ruapehu in New Zealand, and that is a lovely shot. And I like to see that blue sky out there, and that is pretty awesome. So really, really cool. And there you go. We see that snow line is holding down fairly well down on the bottom here, so not bad. They did get enough snow on there to maybe ski again for those people who like skiing. I'm not partial to sliding down a big hill on two boards on my feet with a couple of sticks to hold me up. But hey, you know, each to his own, right? So we'll leave that there. We'll move on to our next one, and that should be Semeru. And Semeru, of course, is in the clouds, and I'm not able to do too much with Semeru. Let's see if I can find that screen. That'd be about here. All right. And that one was really, it was really in the clouds all day long. And volcano gray seems to be the tone of color for it. And there you go. Kind of tells you exactly what we're looking at just after midnight. I'm surprised the picture is as bright as it is, but that's 1 a.m. almost their time, Saturday. They're in the future, by the way, so that's what we're seeing. And there's some more of that wonderful volcano gray. And as we go all the way back, that is all we really, really see. So that is it, and unfortunately not much we can do with that right now. Let's have a look over at Krakatoa, and they do have, what is this other one? Gamma Llama down on the bottom there. I don't know if, well, we can't see that. Let me put the full screen on here. There, now you can see Gamma Llama. And of course this was Semeru. I still can't read that for the life of me. Too hard to read, but that looks like a nice caldera. I'd like to see what volcano that actually is. But over here, that is Krakatoa, and we see it is continuing to off-gas. This is live, so that is what we're seeing. We'll zoom that in. Oh, the other button. There we go. And that you can see it a little bit better there. And of course it is off-gassing and heading in that direction. And the craters from about here to about over here. And we are looking at the side view of it. So that's what we've got. You notice the spikes. So it's been getting like burps or spikes in there. And that is always kind of neat to see. We like that. And let's leave that there, and we will pop over to Japan and take a quick peek at Sakurajima. And that is Sakurajima. I want to get onto the screen here so I can adjust it. And we're going to put that back on higher quality. I don't know why it keeps changing it. And there we go. So that's what we've got. It has been off-gassing. There was a few little eruptions earlier. Ice cream boat is in, you guys, and just wanted to make sure that you see that. You can run down there, zip down the road here, turn down here where it curves a little bit, and then you make a left and go down to the dock and get the ice cream from the ice cream boat. There you go. It looks like it is almost break time, and we'll take a look at the little puffs that were coming out of there earlier when we come back from the break. So that'll be our next thing. Yep, go get your ice cream before the boat takes off, and it's right there. You can see the antenna, and that is awesome. All right, you guys, it is break time for me, and I see we're up to 60 likes, 39 people in here, 37 now. I guess they dropped off. Macadamia, I don't know if they had macadamia on the menu. They definitely had lava and volcanic cherry and a few other things, but that is all cool. Anyway, be good, be kind. If you haven't hit that like button yet, do give it a quick shot. Also, if you're new, do hit that subscribe button if you feel we've earned it. And on that friendly note, I'm going to let you know we're going to have bacon seeds after I come back from the break, as well as some extra little bit of fun, as our good friend Piggy called it. And thank you, Piggy. And I'll be back. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And going to go for a 5-minute break or thereabouts. And I'll be back. Keep smiling. Be good. Don't go away. Thanks. I'll put you back on the canned lava. How about that? That'd be good, eh? Canned lava? Lava cans. Okay, I'll be back. microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone, and glad to have you all on board. And thank you for the welcome backs from Scott and Sue, and I hear you from Sharon Stewart, and thanks Kevin, and Grandma B, and Piggy. I'm out of here, says Do Free. Uh-oh, I scared Do Free away. Oh, sorry, Do Free. I hope you feel better soon, and all good. Anyway, let's get over and have some bacon seeds. Do, maybe you want to stick around just for a few more minutes and have a look at the bacon seeds, and we'll get to that right away. I just want to shut off my lava. I need to click on that and use my magical powers to pause the eruption. So there we go. Okay, let's get over to the bacon seeds and have a look and see what we've got happening today. And all awesome. Okay, screen is slowly catching up. And there we go. And that is from last one from yesterday. So first one from today is this wonderful guy. And of course, try not to laugh. You laugh, you lose. Stare into his eyes. And I bet you can't do it without smiling. And there we go. Okay, so is everybody smiling? At least. Yeah, it's a fluffy seed for sure. You gotta love it. Yep, Fluffy Piggy, and I bet you that would go well with Fluffy the cat, and all good. Arizona's green people, yes, apparently there's lots of them, and they're all smiling. Arizona snowman, that's funny. Green people with smiles. Anyway, let's, yeah, what? A model for snout emoji. Yeah, almost. Anyway, here's our next one. Let me get the other one turned off. And this one is getting, it's, since it was all fuzzy, this one's getting brushed. And look at the nice clean trotters on that one. So very, very good care for that wonderful little pig. I love it. And next one on our list is this one. This one's got racing stripes, and we gotta love that. Autumn colors, and a beautiful looking little fella there. So cool, and let's continue on. We have more. So here's this one again. Autumn leaves and wearing some bling, and this is kind of a light chocolate, if you will, and enjoying the fall weather outdoors before it gets a little bit too bad. It was Kermit the Frog saying, "It's not so easy being green." Amelia, welcome, and yeah, yep, nice bling, camouflaged. Yeah, well, I don't think the bling is going to camouflage this one, so that's all cool. We'll get to our next one, and that is this, as soon as it turns on. Oh, sniff that flower. And I don't know if he's sniffing that flower or going to taste it. Either way, it should be pretty cool, and that is nice. I like it. Enjoying its day. Next bacon seed is this one, and actually there's 4 of them in the basket, and these are little guys, just very young little bacon seeds, and you can see them. They're sleeping. Shh, be very quiet. These piggies are sleeping. I'm trying not to get ready for winter. It's sneaking up on me. Pardon me. If winter sneaks up on you, yeah, watch out. It'll scare you. All of a sudden, one day you'll wake up and it's white outside, and that is a scary sight. It is. And we know what's going to happen, though. It will. And that's pretty much the way it is. Okay, let's have a look at our last bacon seed, and then we will get on to some extras and have a look at that. I hope that wasn't boar, a bristle, a brush. No, that was that was a special one. Well, it was in a cost last year. Okay. And here's our last bacon seed for today. It's a mama with a little one. And of course, that mama looks like, hey, don't be taking pictures of my kid. And we like that. The wonderful looking little bacon seed. And just beautiful. So, very, very nice to see that. And always awesome. And now for some extra little bit of, I guess, well, it's not really a holiday, but seasonal cheer, if you will. And we thank Piggy for the bacon seeds and these seasonal cheers. And this is what we see. And of course, she sent that because, hey, I have a squirrel that comes and eats on a regular basis, and there's a little squirrel. So that's a squirrel pumpkin, and that is pretty cool looking, and I like it. Actually, I don't know if that's a squirrel, but it looks like a squirrel. Galactic Volcano, welcome, and glad to have you on board. That's pretty awesome. Let's get to our next one, and that is this one. I got a chuckle out of that when I was looking at it, and I thought, gee, they did a nice job there. What does the fox say? So pretty awesome, and thank you for that one, Piggy. That really hits home, if you know what I'm saying. Doc, you sound like a cough syrup maybe needed. Yeah, I do have some, and I am going to have some after the show. I guarantee it, and that'll help me a little bit. I don't know why I cough so much lately, and hopefully I'm not coming down with something, and that is pretty cool. And next one, let's take a look at this. And I thought this was kind of pretty cool looking too, because you have the real bunny and you have the carved bunny right beside each other. So that is pretty awesome, and that is very, very nice looking. It says honey badger. What? Yeah, honey badger bunny photo, and carving by Wendy Lincoln. And the Wendy Lincoln did a wonderful job carving all of them out. And carving that little bunny out was probably tough. And I think the doing the pumpkin probably a little bit easier, right? I like it though. Very, very nice. And that is awesome. Let's have a look at a couple more here. And here's another one of little wabbits, and that I thought was kind of awesome as well. Rabbits sitting in the pumpkin as a home, and that is pretty cool. Where's squirrel? Okay. Did you miss the squirrel? We'll get back to him in a minute. I'll show you again in case you did miss it. Anyway, that is pretty nice looking. Hey, Mona is here. Welcome, and glad to have you on board. And let's get to the last one for today of the special seeds, our special carvings, holiday cheer, and I wanted to make sure that that looked really good at the end there. So. Lucky Pig, and that is one of Piggy herself, and not sure who carved it, but they did an awesome job. and that is very, very nice. So really, really cool, and that is kind of nice. Awesome stuff. And some people out there obviously have some really, really good talent at carving things out. And I know I'm not that good for carving, and that is really, really nice to see. I don't have the patience. Just thought of something different. Well, Piggy, you did a wonderful job of picking out these, and they are absolutely awesome. And we all appreciate that something a little different for the venue, and that is great to see. So thank you very much, Piggy. You've done an awesome job with that, and thanks. That's what I have to say. Thank you. So let's go back over to Japan. We're going to take a look at what Sakurajima was doing this morning. So let's get after it. Of course, right now it's 9:19 a.m. there, but it was puffing a little bit earlier in the morning, and I think we can get back to the one spot. This is roughly about 3 hours ago that we seen this, and that would have been right around here. If we go ahead a little bit, you'll see a little bit more pluming out. There we go. And some very heavy ash coming out and so on. But, really no lava. We always seem to miss that wonderful lava coming out of there. And that is what it did throw out there at just about 6:30 this morning. So kind of cool to see, but I would have loved to see a whole bunch of lava in there as well. You're killing my sweet street cred. Oh, yeah, Piggy is mean. You got to remember that. Piggy is a mean piggy. No, she wants her street cred. Anyway, that is pretty awesome to see that coming out of our wonderful Sakurajima. And I just lost my, there we go. Clicked the wrong spot and got things back here now. So anyway, that is what we were seeing there earlier. If we go back during the night, it actually looked pretty calm there. Wasn't seeing a heck of a lot. That's 5:25 a.m. Then we go back into the deeper portions of the night, 4:27, and we don't see anything. Going back about 7 hours ago, that's kind of what it was looking like. Almost nothing coming out of it. That's about 2:17 in the morning. And we go back a couple more hours, or 1 o'clock, or roughly. We didn't see much. A little bit of that smoke dropping down here, so they must have had a little bit of a temperature inversion, pushing the warmer air back down to towards the water. But other than that, I didn't see a heck of a lot going on there. That's a little earlier. That's just about midnight. And prior to that, it was giving off a bunch of smoke in the earlier portions of their evening last night. So that's kind of where it was at, and just wanted to throw that out. And we'll put it back to live just so we can see what it is doing right now. Of course, 9:22 a.m. there, and that is about it. Going back, we do see that our ice cream boat did leave, but that is what we're seeing from Sakurajima. Moving over, there's actually the close-up shot of the caldera or crater, and that is Sakurajima, of course, and that's not a bad shot today. Looking not bad at all. Let's go over to ASO and ASO-san. Best quality we can get. Okay, they've got clouds moving in, ASO was in the clouds for the most part, but this morning I was a little concerned here. When we go back about 3 hours, we can see the amount of off-gassing that we're seeing. We haven't seen it do that for a while. Usually it's a smaller plume, and we're not seeing as much. So for the amount coming out of here, I don't know if things are warming up or if we're going to see something in the near future. This was earlier as well. That is about, 3.5 hours ago, just before dawn. So I'm thinking that we may want to keep an eye on it and perhaps take a look on the map and see if there was any increase in activity there. And that would be pretty cool and all awesome. The other one that we normally look at is not on, and that's Sakurajima. Unfortunately, it is not live, and that's all we've got from that one. So we'll pop it back over here just so I can find it in the future, and we'll move to our next volcano. Maybe I'll just move you back there for a second and refresh that one, see what happens. When I started the stream, it was there, it was working, but it happens. Things get reset and refreshed, and they shut that stream down and restart it. So it's all good though. Anyway, there we go. I got it on the screen, and that of course is live from there. Ta'al, and Ta'al is I don't recall, but I do believe it is upgraded to an orange from a yellow. So we will keep our eyes peeled on it for the future. More things could be happening there. We could see some eruptions, and hopefully we'll see something happening in the very near future. And we really need a decent volcano to throw out some lava for us, guys. That, of course, that cloud is from the volcano. I'm just trying to back it up here to be able to see that. And it keeps on pushing that material out. We can see it. It's not steaming a heck of a lot right now, but it is coming from the volcano, and it continues to do that. There's a fair amount of heat involved with it as well, and as that heat moves upward, of course, it creates condensation up in the air, and very humid area, of course, being in the middle of a lake. So the lake is condensating inside the island here, and that island, of course, being in Ta'al Lake, is kind of giving it a double whammy with the extra moisture. Anyway, back to live. That's what we've got, so looking pretty cool. Next one is, of course, our Yellowstone National Park, and we'll take a quick look at Yellowstone. And it really is doing its thing, not really doing much. Continues to have all of its 500 plus active geysers working away, and they are steaming. That is a good sign. That tells us that the water is still being heated up by the lava underneath. Yeah, Sasquatch saunas is about right. And I was again today watching one of the eruptions from Old Faithful there, and Old Faithful was doing a fine job. It was up quite high and doing what it needed to. I'm just trying to figure out why all the magpies are screaming outside, and it must be something bugging the magpies. They are all screaming. Probably a cat or something out there. Anyway, that is what we're seeing there. And what we will do is when we get back from the break, we will take a look at what we've got going on at Kilauea, and also try to see if we have any new activity over at our good old Mauna Loa as well. So we'll be able to take a look at that. So anyway, we'll do our thing. I'm going to go take a break right away, and of course, starting. I do need to take that break. My throat is a little bit on the sore side. Maybe there's a hawk out. I don't know about a hawk, but they don't usually squawk for the hawks. Well, they do, but I think the other birds of nuisance here are the crows. And if a crow moves into the area, usually I hear the crow as well. But this sounds like a cat or ground critter attack or something, and that's kind of what we're doing. Anyway, let's throw you onto some canned lava for right now, and then what we'll do is we'll go from there. I'm going to take that break, and then we'll take a look at the rest of Hawaii and the earthquakes in Hawaii, and then earthquakes in general, and then we'll go over to our volcano map and see what we've got going on there, and we'll do the weather after that. So I'll turn this back on, throw the music back on, and for all those good people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, give us a little bit of a help, and hit that like button if you're enjoying the show. Also, if you are new and you have not yet subscribed and you want to get in and chat with the lovely people in the chat box, by all means hit that. No rain forecast for us yet. Darn it, Piggy. I'm hoping. I tried to send the weather gods that way, but just not happening. Okay, I'll be back in 5 minutes or so. Don't go away, you guys. Thanks. And there we go. I am back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board. And hey, Kevin Haynes throws in a gifted membership. Kevin, thank you. And Kevin Haynes, just writing that down. And thanks for that. And I see Freyer Storm got it. And congratulations, Freyer. And glad that you got a membership for a month. You're a lucky guy. And awesome. Or I think a guy. Anyway, I'm not sure. That name maybe both. I don't know. Hopefully. Anyway, that is awesome. And let's get off of this canned lava. I'm going to pause that. There we go. And whoop. Click the wrong button. Let's click here and go over to Hawaii. I did bring the other shot up there, the link for the USGS map of Hawaii for those who wish to use it. I actually had an evil thought here of what to do with it, and I'm going to try to use it again today. And we'll see if it'll work for me, because I want to see if we got pictures of Mauna Loa, and we're going to try to look at that. Not too many cameras up there. I don't think that one is working. Trying to zoom in. I'm just looking to see if this one might be working. And that is the thermal. Let's take a look at that thermal and see for Mauna Loa. Doesn't show all. Yep, it's a current date on it, and time from 14:30 their time, and that is the caldera of Mauna Loa. And we do see some wider areas here, hot spots possibly, but that is what it looks like there up on Mauna Loa. That's pretty interesting, and we'll maybe take a look at a few more of those later on. But for right now, let's go over to Kilauea's crater, of course, and there is the lava pond, a very, very empty lava pond. The depth of it is quite low right now, and that is kind of surprising. And I'm wondering where it's going, and that might be going back into the abyss down underneath somewhere, and getting ready to come out of Mauna Loa. That's about all I can think of. Anyway, primary source here is the lava tube that flows in from this end. This, of course, is a shot from just after midnight, or 26 minutes after midnight Hawaii time. And that is what it was looking like. You do see the lit up areas around the edges here. And of course, that is gas bubbling back up, and that is usually caused by the lava draining out somewhere, and the gas bubbles don't want to go down, they want to go up, and they break through the crusted over lava, and that is what we kind of see there. So pretty awesome. Let's refresh that one and see what we've got right now. And of course, there's what it looks like right now. And again, you can tell that lava level in the pond here is quite low, and it's still low. It really makes a guy wonder what the heck is going on. You can barely see your toe area over here, but we do see along the edges some drain areas for the lava, and that is interesting. Over here is kind of a little smoker or vent for that lava tube that's coming in there. Hey, Brian, Rock Rail fan, welcome. Did I miss anyone else sneaking in? Possibly. If I didn't say hi to you already, guys, I do want to say welcome and glad to have you on board. So, all good. Anyway, that is what we're seeing going on, and I'm not sure if that is anything really wild and wonderful, but let's take a look at the other views here. Again, this is from just after midnight, There's your lava pond. Can't even see the primary vent today. The Hornito as well, where the lava tube or divider is, not visible at all. A lot of smoke in the area, but let's refresh it, look at what it looks like right now. And it looks like our cone here is building up a little bit. So very interesting to see that. And maybe we're going to see more lava coming out of it directly, and that would be interesting. And the little lava pond will kind of, I don't know if it'll fill up and just, because it has drain holes in it, it's kind of an iffy thing. We don't know what it's going to do, put it that way. Anyway, a lot of smoke coming out of it. We also see that extra smoke on the side of the hill here, and we actually are seeing more smoke up on the upper levels as well around the rest of the caldera. Makes you wonder what it's up to. So pretty awesome to see that. Let's take a look from this side, going this way now, and that is on the other camera. And of course on that one you can again see the lava pond. Very hard to see the toe area because there's so little lava in there. There's your primary vent. You can actually see a little bit of glow here from that little Hornito divider, and of course that is where the lava tube allows it to flow into the pond area. Let's refresh that one, see what the daytime shot looks like. And very smoky, you guys, and that is kind of the way it is. And even in the foreground here, that's the area where we've seen that high smoke up on the side of the caldera, coming up right in here. But yep, definitely way low lava level wise, and hopefully we'll see things refill in there. That would be awesome. Thermal from last night, or right around midnight, 14 minutes after midnight, you see there, and that is our lava pond, the toe area. There's that little Hornito, and of course the primary vent that is building itself a little bit bigger cone all the time, which is kind of cool. So we've got a volcano within a volcano, maybe. We'll see what happens. And refreshing it to get the current shot, and there you go. And again, we can see it there as far as the little pond or Hornito, and then of course the lava flow underneath here we won't see, but the primary vent is here, and there's your little toe area, lava pond. And looking at some of the lighter colors here around the edges, that is still thinner material, thinner crusted over lava in comparison to the massive island that has grown in the middle here. And this massive island really can be anywhere from about a meter thick to about 5 meters thick, 6 meters thick, depending on where it is and what's underneath it. And that whole thing is floating on top of all that lava or magma, depending on what we're looking at underneath there. So that's what we've got there for right now. And let's take a look over at the other one. We did look at this. That is the thermal for Mauna Loa, and that is from up on the top there. And that picture, of course, was from 1430 their time, and that's kind of what we were seeing. A pretty good shot, and of course you can bring that up yourself on the map, the Hawaii map. Whoop, why is that not working? Ah, boy. Okay, there we go. Now we'll zoom back in and take a look at Mauna Loa for a second. So Mauna Loa does have a couple of cameras there, and if we zoom in properly, this is the other one, and yep, that is a current picture, and that is what it looks like right now there at 1431, and that is the caldera of Mauna Loa. And we don't see anything eruptive happening there, but at least we do see it, and that is accessible for you by typing in volcano map, or sorry, Hawaii map, and that'll bring up that map and allow you to take a look at what's happening there. I wonder if opening image, oh, that just kind of puts it there. Okay, how do I close the image? No, oh, that creates a second window. All right, got it. Anyway, that's what we're seeing there. Let's take a look at the earthquakes according to the USGS, and we'll have a look there. And there's our earthquake map, and let me get on there, and we will zoom in. Here's Hawaii. And just a quick check, I don't see anything really major going on. We have a 4.4 that just happened in Chile, but I'm not going to worry about that one right now. We'll check it later. Zooming into Hawaii, there's your Hawaiian island chain, and of course the big island of Hawaii right there. And you can see there's Mauna Loa. It's got a few less quakes up top today, which is all right. But down here at the Pahala area, we do see some. So I'm going to run through these pretty quick. Pahala, they're all between about 26 and 37 kilometers down. So we'll just go for times and dates kind of thing. This one is 1.7 from 5:41 this morning. This is a 2.0 from 12:35. We have a 2.0 from 7:15. We have a 2.1 from 11:49, 2.3 from yesterday at 21:29, and then this guy 1.9, 11:24 this morning, 2.2 and 1:06 a.m. for him. Then we have this guy 2.1, yesterday's 22:19. And what is this? 2.0, 8:51 a.m. And then we have another 2.1, 9:02 a.m. And that is directly in the Pahala area. Let's grab this guy out in the water. And that is a 1.9, 3:33 and 33 seconds. I'm wondering if that is a sign. 3. Anyway, lots of threes in that, but it'd be different if it was a 2.3 or a 3.3, right? Anyway, never mind. Bad humor. Okay, this 1.9 from 1:50 a.m. Then we have a smaller one underneath there, 1.8 from yesterday, 23:29. And then we also have this 2.7, a little bit larger, 6:40 a.m. for that guy. So that's what we're seeing, Pahala area. Let's climb up onto Mauna Loa. Not that many quakes up top there. A little bit quiet. 2.4 for that guy. Yesterday from 23:57, it was 500 meters above sea level. So into the mountain, and that is a fairly tall mountain, so it can do that. This one is from yesterday as well. We did see that 2.0, and 20:02 was the time on it, 600 meters above sea level. And then we have this guy here from today, 15 minutes after midnight, 2.3 kilometers below sea level for that 2.1. And the last one up there, 1.8. 7:50 a.m. and that is just about up here at the surface, 2.3 kilometers in height above sea level. Sliding down, grabbing these other ones, we do see this guy out in the water, 1.6, 4:35 a.m., 39.5 kilometers down. We'll grab this one next, 2.5, 5:15 a.m. and 5.6 kilometers below sea level. And this guy 2.8, and that is 11.8 kilometers down. Is actually from yesterday at 23:58. And then this guy 2.2, 17:21 was the time on it. 28.1 kilometers down. We don't see anything in the caldera here at Kilauea, but unfortunately, it's just the way it is. And again, this map is not updated as far as the way the picture appears. So just quick stats, 144 meters from the crater floor to the top of the lava. And that is what we're seeing, 144 meters or about 470 feet. Total volume since it started erupting last year, September 29th of 2021, is 111 million cubic meters, or that equates to roughly 29.2 billion gallons for those who are interested in those stats. And again, you can see a lot of this stuff on the Hawaii map link that we have. So that is pretty good. 3333, like a tutu, only a bigger. Yeah. Okay. 2233. I get you. All right. Let's take a look at some of the other shakers around the world. And we did notice this one here, 4.4, and that is in Chile. Happened in 1827, and that was 227 kilometers down, a long ways. We have one that is on our stack over here in Puerto Rico, where it's always happening. 3.2 is a little bigger than normal. 1829 was the time on that, 20.4 kilometers down. And we do see some new ones up here in Alaska, 2.4, Kabuk, Alaska, up there, and it's 9.6 kilometers down. We also have 4.0, and they call it the St. Lawrence Island area, and that is 4.0 in magnitude, 10.6 kilometers down from 5:57 a.m. their time. We also see this Irish monk. Hey, welcome, and wow, what an entry. Irish monk, and gifts 10 wonderful memberships there. So gifted 10, awesome. And a bunch of people got them, and let's see, some of these people I don't even know. Gabby got one, Dominic got one. Oh, yeah, Matt and Jen got one. Leroy Hildebrand got one. Metallica fan, Jason. Oh, Hermione was gifted one. Hermione, congratulations. And wow, Irish Monk is going on a rampage here. Thank you very kindly for that wonderful €20 super chat, Irish Monk. And yeah, no worries about being late. That's all good. That's an awesome super chat. Thank you, Irish Monk, and thank you for gifting those memberships. That is absolutely awesome. You are one wonderful guy. Thank you kindly. Anyway, getting back to our earthquakes here, we did see a couple of other ones here in the Aleutian Islands, 4.1, Nikolsky, I guess is the area there, and that was 49.4 kilometers down from the 3:52 a.m. And then we had this 3.2 on, guess what, Fox Island. Ha, I like it. Or near Fox Island anyway, and 30 kilometers down for that guy. Looking at some of the other ones around the world real quick, we do want to take a look over here. We see the continuance, and we see another one here, 4.6 on the Reikens Ridge, which is 10 kilometers down. According to that, came in at 10:14 a.m. So we still have a chance of having an island there. I like it. And yep, we'll sell the acreages off in accordance to size. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, zooming in to the Kermadec Ridge area and going all the way out. We see a couple of them out here. 4.9 in Tonga, 1:58 a.m., 10 kilometers down for that guy. And then the other one is a 5.5, also out in Tonga, but very close to Samoa, and that is 5.5 from 3:24 a.m. And that is kind of what we're seeing there. Popping over Indonesia, 4.8, 10 kilometers down from 1651 on that guy. This one is just about under the Luolatak, and that's a 4.2, 103 kilometers down from 1226 today. We do see another one, 4.9, and that is almost out by the Barren volcano, 10 kilometers down, 5:29 is the time on that guy. So that looks pretty good, and that is the earthquakes for that area. We're going to refresh the other map here, and of course this is going to be our Canary Islands, and don't want to worry too much about it. We do see that star flashing. Looks like a new one happened 27 minutes ago, 3.0. And remember what I mentioned on the other map, on the Azores map, we have seen that is the Eurasian plate, and down here is the other one is the African plate, and this is right where that ridge goes through between the two plates. So that is a 3.0 happening there. So awesome. Yeah, and anyway, let's zoom into La Palma, see what we've got cooking there, and see how many quakes we had today. Okay, there's our quake. We had one quake, 7 kilometers down, happened at 23:57, and it was a 1.6. So pretty easy to do that, and that was awesome. No, he was sneaky this time. Who was sneaky? I didn't see anyone sneaky. You mean the doghouse Mars? Oh, Irish monks, thanks for all your support. Okay, it does make the monkus mad at you, and you have to sleep on the couch tonight. No, he won't. Irish, how's the monkus doing? And that is a very valid question, since she had the issues there with having that COVID bug and being sent home again. Hopefully she's all good. So anyway, I'm going to put this back onto some canned lava for right now. And when we get back from that canned lava, I will have a look at our volcano map, and then we'll hit the weather and go from there. And that will be pretty awesome. So keep smiling, everyone. We'll turn this back on as soon as I can get the button working. There we go. And keep smiling. And again, thank you, Irish Monk, for that wonderful support. And that is awesome. And here comes some music. So for those good people who have not yet hit that like button, we're still trying to shoot for that 100 mark. So please give it a quick shot if you can. It would really, really be awesome. Also, if you're new and you're sitting on the sidelines and you have not yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing and helping us out that way if you feel we've earned it. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'm going to take a 5-minute break or thereabouts, and then we'll get back on and do the volcano map and the weather. Thanks. Don't go away. there we go. Microphone is back on, and people are saying that they're getting some buffering. And I did see the bit rate drop on both screens, and on both of my streams took a dip, and I hope that it is going to stay up in the right spot. It is back though, and hopefully it was just a temporary glitch in the matrix. Anyway, thank you for the welcome backs from Kevin Haynes, and I hear you from Sharon Stewart, yay, and also 5x5 now, Doc. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate that. Okay, so carrying on with where we were, I did say we would be going back over. Yes, I'm back. Did you think I was going to leave you there, Mars? And I hope you do get better if you are actually having symptoms. Anyway, let's get over to our... Oh, I have to shut my lab off. Hang on. I need to go back to the other one. Just for a second, I need to turn that off. As soon as my computer catches up. Oh, it did turn it off. Okay, all by itself. I like that. I didn't even have to click on anything. So cool. It's back now, and you're okay. Yeah, well, I was always okay, DJ, but I'm glad it's back though. And anyway, back to the map here. Hopefully that'll make it back without buffering. And there we go. So our volcano map. And I did kind of have a look at it to try to see if there was anything new or different going on. I didn't notice anything at all when we get right down to things. So pretty quiet in that sense. Again, of course, up here, Astra still showing in Iceland. We don't see anything from Katla. Grimsvatn has got, of course, those extra little shakers. Seo George and Tercera. There we go. Got it. Still showing unrest. Michael Volcano down in the bottom here, South Sandwich Islands, still there. Really no change in Central America. We do see Sengay and Reventador are both indicating red now. So we may get some extra SO2 and possibly some stuff coming off of that in the future, but they were orange, and they've now gone red on both of them. So that is a new adventure there. And of course, sliding over here, Taupo, nothing new out of it. White Isle volcano, we know that yesterday it was turned into an orange, not a real orange. They upgraded it. Come on, I know, orange, yummy. Anyway, Tofua is still there. Home Reef volcano still showing. Tau is gone off the map, quiet. Yasur and his buddies are still working away here. Aoab is the one that is off-gassing the most there, and that's what we've got. So the other one's pretty normal. We aren't seeing any differences. Luolatok still there. Raung still quiet. Semaru, Merapi, and Krakatau still doing their thing. That bigger quake I thought was actually out here by Barren Island volcano, but it looks like it's actually a little bit further south according to this one. And of course Taal is back to an orange from a yellow. So Taal volcano is one that we can keep an eye on as well. Still Nishimoshima is still an orange, hasn't changed back to a yellow yet, so maybe we'll see something more from it. Suwanoshijima, unfortunately no picture of it today, but it's still red and erupting. Sakurajima, of course, we did have a look at that. And Ibiko, as well as Lade, still there. Karimsky, Bezimiani, and Shivalash are still doing their thing. And nothing new out of Trident volcano, still showing as a yellow, so I don't know what's going to happen with that one in the future. We'll see if the uplift that they've had will subside, or, well, you never know, maybe we'll see something. Pavlov is still there, same with Cleveland and Great Sitkins and our friend Semi. So that is kind of it for those guys. Sliding over a little bit more. Piton del La Formes volcano in La Reunion Island is still there, and everything else looks pretty normal. Urta Ale still green, and an orange on Etna. Etna may change to red depending on what happens in the next day or so. We'll see. Maybe we'll see another eruption from Etna. And as far as Stromboli still doing its thing, Volcano still an orange there as well. And that is kind of it for our volcanoes. We did have a look at the other ones already, so let's get over to our map for weather and stuff. I'm going to refresh this. It's already a little bit old. There we go. And that is looking at what we see for SO2 around the world. And of course, we still see this plume sitting here in the Pacific, just off the coast of Japan. A lot of that was coming from China. I am not sure what the heck it's all about. I heard there was a test of some sort with a rocket that came from North Korea across Japan and went out here somewhere, but I don't know if that's got anything to do with it. Pretty normal from the Kamchatka Peninsula and going all the way up into Alaska. Pretty standard. We see that SO2 also going way up north. Not so good for those areas, but hey, not that populated up there. It's not that major of a thing. Looking at most of North America, pretty normal. We do see this, so wind currents had changed, and the stuff coming from Popocatépetl and Mexico City are definitely going up the Gulf Coast and kind of getting into the U.S. So that's kind of what's happening there. And going back down though a little bit more, we see here everything is still going into the Pacific, as well as what we just mentioned about Sangay and those other ones, Reventador and so on in Colombia and Ecuador. And they are continuing to do their thing. And of course, not as much coming from the Sabancaya today, and these other plumes here, some of it going out. We see that circulation has changed a little bit, so if it gets too much SO2, it'll end up going around and back through, and not seeing that much. We see normal stuff coming off of Buenos Aires, and not as much polluting through Uruguay today. Same thing goes with Paraguay, so those are not as bad. We do see in the city populations here throwing off the SO2 into the Atlantic, though. So that's what we've got there. Zooming into New Zealand, a White Isle volcano is right there, doing its thing and continuing, and because of the air currents, it's blowing back onto the North Island of New Zealand. We don't see Leo. Leo's barbecue is not on. He's the refineries are doing that. And of course, we see some stuff coming from Sydney, as well as the coking plants that are up to the north of Sydney. Out here, Tofua still doing its thing, and giving off its SO2. We don't see anything from Home Reef volcano. Yasur is still there, and then of course his buddies there are still working away on that. And when we are looking at what we see in Papua New Guinea, pretty much normal. Luolatok responsible for this area, and then we get into here, Raung, Semeru, Merapi, and Krakatau right there, but Jakarta is also guilty, and of course there's a lot of heavy population on Java, so there's people pollution is what adds to the whole excitement there, if you want to call it that. Ibu and Dakono still working away, and not so much coming from Mayon, but we do have that increase coming from Taal volcano here in Taal Lake, so hopefully that'll be okay. And of course here's that plume that we think partially from our Taiwan, but a lot of it had blown over from, well, it's actually probably a combination of everything in this area, because we have the pollution from China, we have the pollution from Taiwan, we have the other volcanoes in this area in the Pacific, but I don't think they're as responsible for that heavier load. A lot of that would probably be Sakurajima and the stuff coming over from China. And down on the bottom here is from Suwanosi-jima. So that is kind of what we see there. And like I said about the Kamchatka Peninsula earlier, looking a lot less than normal. And that is pretty much it. China throwing out some more bad gas there. And trying to figure out what the heck is going on here. Wind currents really messing this around, and we remember this plume was over here before, and then it ended up here, and then now today it's up here. So wind currents really throwing that stuff all over the place. And of course this down here in South Africa is from the gold smelting plants. Gold and platinum down there, so that is what's going on with that. Wind currents probably tugging at all of this. And then we see here in DR Congo still doing its thing. There's a couple of volcanoes there, as well as coking plants. Urta Ale probably responsible for a little bit of this, but most of the stuff in this area is from the oil refineries. We've got Baghdad, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia, several locations there for oil refineries. And looking at what I was saying about Etna, Mount Etna is creating a bunch more of that wonderful SO2, so that would have been coming off of there this afternoon. And Stromboli probably doing its thing as well. Let's just click on that picture there. It does actually show Stromboli ejecting some lava. And let's make that bigger and see, just to have a quick look at it as it goes through its time lapses. And yeah, you've seen the moon in there. Actually, let's go stop it here. I want to see a couple of shots here. So that one is one of the nice ones where you see the moon. Oh, hang on, you're not seeing that. Hang on, I gotta see if I can fix that, because that's full screen. That may not work for me here. Okay, you do see a part of that plume. Let me make that smaller again. Let's see if that'll show up. Yeah, there. So you see that. That's not bad, but this one here is the one I was kind of looking at, thinking that looks pretty nice. But we're not allowed to show this guy other than being on windy.com, so they can't really say anything, and that is what we see there. Anyway, that is cool. Sharon Stewart, my neighbor slash tenant, just brought my crutch home. Which crutch, the bent one or the straight one? Oh, I hope you're okay there, Irish monk. Anyway, that was what we were seeing there at Etna and Stromboli. And Iceland, we are seeing some of that stuff from the aluminum smelting plant. It's moving to the north because of that wind. So that's kind of what we see there. And well, I'll take a quick look at our weather. I know I'm going to be kind of sore here. I see it's just about 25 minutes. Well, it is 25 minutes after. Hopefully it'll be okay here. I do have a very sore throat, and I think maybe what I should do is just take a couple minutes here for a quick little break, you guys, and just let my voice catch up and my throat to cool off, and then I will come back and we'll actually do the rest of the weather, if that is okay with everyone here. And in the meantime, we can have a look at Julia. Julia is that new storm, and I don't know where that's going to go. But yeah, give me a few minutes here, guys. I'm not going to be too long. Just need to cool that throat off. Otherwise, I'm going to blow my voice out, and we don't want to do that. So don't go away. I'll throw you back onto the canned lava since it stopped by itself. That's all cool. And we'll turn the music back on for right now. So don't go away. I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'll be back in a few minutes. Keep smiling and be good. And thank you. Okay, I've got that microphone back on, everyone, and hopefully the voice will hang in there, and that's all cool. Anyway, let's get back over to that weather map, and we will have our look there and see what we can figure out for our lovely weather for around the world real quick. And as soon as my screen changes, there we go. And looking at, I did refresh it here, so looking at North America, it is already past sundown here, and it is dark here, or getting dark, fairly dark. Of course, temperatures are going to cool off very quickly. Anyway, looking at Alaska, they are starting to see some of the colder temps below zero. Down on the coast here, they're still seeing 10, 11 degrees, not bad. As soon as you move back down to British Columbia, though, we do see a quite big increase in temperatures, and that is good. But in the Rockies, you can see higher elevations and a little bit cooler. And then, of course, out here in the prairies, going up all the way to the northern portions of our wonderful province here in Alberta, not bad. Saskatchewan and Manitoba, the tops are, top end of Saskatchewan very cold, Manitoba definitely all cold, and going into Ontario, going all the way down, boy, they've got a lot cooler temperatures, and that is colder than here, so that is kind of, holy mackerel, what the heck is going on. Even Chicago is coming in at 10, 11 degrees. Edmonton is probably about 14, 15, 16 degrees right now, somewhere thereabouts. But looking at that, Montreal and those places are quite cold, and getting out into Labrador and Newfoundland out in the west, or east, we see they are fairly cool as well, and not till you get down to the bottom end of Newfoundland where you see some warmer temperatures, a little bit warmer on Nova Scotia, PEI, New Brunswick area, which is probably welcome there, and I'm sure someone like Sue is probably enjoying that. Looking at the United States, the western portions, up to about the western part of Montana, and then going down, we see some reasonably warm temperatures yet for those areas. Idaho and Las Vegas, probably the warmest place, are getting pretty close. Nevada there, and Utah, Arizona, California, of course, Oregon. Looking at some of those wonderful things. It is 21C in Monk Room. I have an open log fire. Oh, awesome, Irish monk. That is wonderful. Just don't use your crutch as a fire poker, okay? That's not good. You'll leave little black marks everywhere when you wander with it. Anyway, looking at Death Valley, thank you, Sue. Death Valley coming in about 36 degrees Celsius. We see some higher temperatures in there, still holding in, according to this map, at somewhere around 39 in some spots. Mexicali down here, 33 today. And going over, looking at Phoenix, Arizona, and not bad. And kind of the well, actually it looks like Flagstaff probably warmed up a bunch today as well, but that area, of course, higher elevation is going to be cooler, right? So still pretty nice weather in Arizona, and then we get over into New Mexico, a little bit cooler, but still reasonable. Armadillo, as you better get your blankets, Mr. Armadillo. Down in the bottom end, though, of Texas, most of Texas still showing very, very nice temperatures, and even in Oklahoma, not bad. But as soon as you go up here, and Kansas starts to cool off, and Relatively cool in most of the other places. Iowa looks cold, and let's see, once we get down, Arkansas still a warm, and Nashville, Tennessee looking like it's still coming in at 15, 16 degrees. This is kind of the cutoff point here, I guess, for the most part, till you get to the a wonderful mountain range here to the Ozarks. As you can see, that is keeping the warm air on the eastern side of it, and that goes all the way up back into through Maine and into New Brunswick, so not so bad. 17 in New York right now, Baltimore 17, 18, Virginia Beach a little bit warmer at 18, 19 kind of thing. Grandma Bee's house 19 degrees Celsius roughly. Atlanta coming in at about 20, 21, and down here in our wonderful Florida is looking down on the bottom here, 25 degrees, 26, and maybe even Miami coming in at 27. I don't know exactly, but very close. Looking at Mexico, we will probably see some more snow on Popocatépetl by tomorrow. And we'll see what happens. Anyway, 26 in Cancun, a little bit cooler, but that area is typically 26, 27, 28 degrees, so not bad. We do see this new storm, and we had seen that sitting here churning away for a couple of days, so I don't know what it's going to do. Looking at the wind currents, it does not look like that's going to go up. It looks like it's just going to hang in here and possibly head for Panama or someplace like that. Hopefully it doesn't get any bigger and doesn't do too much damage. Looking at what we see in Brazil, not bad. Amazon rainforest in general still holding some heat. Higher elevations again quite cool, and you can see where the mountain lines, mountain ridges are the lines of the mountains, not mountain lions, okay, just so we don't get it wrong. We do see that heat going all the way down into Argentina, so that leaves places like Uruguay a little bit warmer. Bottom end, actually, we got a cold area here. I don't know why. That's where that high is sitting, but it's warmer down below than up, right there. Sao Paulo still coming in at 17, 18, and looks like Paraguay is nice, anywhere from 20 to about 24 degrees, so not bad. Rio de Janeiro today, 23 degrees, Sao Paulo 18, so not bad. Buenos Aires 19 right now, and of course we know it gets chilly down here in Chile. And sliding over a little bit, taking a look at what we've got in New Zealand, that high just about sitting right on top of them now. That was moving over quite a bit, and that is probably giving them better clear skies, but also a little well, I guess it's not drawing that much cold in right now because it's fairly far north. So we do see some reasonable temperatures on the North Island, even on the eastern portion of the South Island. The highlands, though, are still quite cool, but for the most part, that's not bad. Not bad weather right now. Tasmania, slightly different story. We see about 2/3 of it is fairly cold. Hobart coming in about 11, 12 degrees. That's not bad, but the eastern portion here, not bad. Leo's house. Leo is got about 12, 13 degrees down here in Melbourne, and Adelaide coming in at about 12, and it looks like a lot warmer in Sydney, 24 degrees, which is really nice. And going up to Oz's house up in Brisbane, and that is about 25 degrees Celsius. So Oz has got some very balmy temperatures there right now. Northern portions of Australia looking pretty warm as well. Some places as high as 36, 37 degrees, and at least I've seen a 37 earlier. Maybe not anymore. Okay, 36 anyway. Perth, about 16, that's what we've got. And looking at our other areas here, Fiji, those places, all warm, 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 nice temperatures. But they pay the price with thunderstorms and things like that. Papua New Guinea looking not bad. And same with these other islands here, including Java and the other ones around here. All looking pretty good. Bangkok coming in at what temperature? We got about 25, 26 degrees. Bangkok possibly raining there, and that does keep the temperature down a little bit, unfortunately, but that is okay. And that didn't work, did it? Or am I stuck? I don't know if you did that right at the same time as Mars there, Sue. I don't know if it is going to work. I'm waiting. Yeah, maybe try that. That might work. Sometimes that WeatherBot gets glitchy. Nightbot, WeatherBot, there we go, 27 degrees and 93% relative humidity, and it says fair, so no rain. A little cool then, and that is all right as well. And yep, Thailand. Yeah, we don't need Thailand's weather. It's all right. 27 degrees. Looking at what we're seeing as soon as we get to Japan, some variable weather down on the bottom end. Still 23, 24 degrees, but you get way up in the northern portions. Anywhere from 3 to 5 degrees, 7 degrees, depending on where you are. Lots of different wind currents going through there. Kamchatka Peninsula, a lot of places looking, they are below freezing in a lot of places, but coastal areas still a little bit warmer. Don't even want to think about Siberia, minus 13, 14. Okay, leave it alone. Even colder right up here, and this is always weird to see that. And then we have the warm spot in here, and that is nice. But anyway, looking at India, pretty normal, and of course down on the bottom end of Africa, South Africa still showing some cooler temps. But as soon as you get a little bit further up, it starts warming up really, really quickly. Same thing with kind of looking over here at Madagascar, warm on the African side, and cool on the Indian Ocean side. So that's what we're seeing. Going up, pretty normal in there. So of course a lot of rain and stuff falling in the Congo and that area. A lot cooler in Iraq, Iran, and of course UAE, still quite warm, 27, 28. We're seeing not bad temperatures there in Oman, that's the one, and Yemen is not bad as well. Saudi Arabia, bottom corner, not quite as warm as it was yesterday, but still there. And of course, Sahara Desert, looking at Cairo, actually 19 degrees, a little on the cool side, but we'll see what happens. This high may have something to do with it, or that high. And looking at the rest of it here, still holding some 30-degree temperatures here, but those are starting to cool down a little bit. Piggy's house coming in at about 19, 20, 21. And let's see if we can bring that up real quick and see what Piggy is getting. And let's see, is that going to work? Anyway, that's where Kos is, that's where Piggy lives, and that is a wonderful place, but it's dry there, really, really dry. All right, is the Nightbot intermittent or what? No, 20 degrees there. Okay, so the map is about right. That is awesome. And fair conditions, no rain. Okay, moving over, we see Sicily. Still warm on the coast, but the interior starting to cool off. Same thing goes for Italy, and that is to be expected this time of year. And going up and looking at Milano, about 15 degrees there right now. In the Alps, of course, gets a whole bunch cooler. New Monkland, right here, is very warm on the coast yet, at 18, 19 degrees for nighttime temperatures, and of course higher elevations, a little cooler expected. So pretty cool. And Texas, Starbase Texas, do they have their own weather station now? That would be cool if that does show up. Oh, no, it gives you the weather for all of Texas, not for Starbase. I think you might have to put a comma behind it. Anyway, Daybot, please tell Nightbot to get with it. Yeah. It's so hard to get good help, eh? Anyway, not bad temperatures in Spain at all. One we kind of neglect sometimes here is looking at La Palma, 22, 23 degrees, or 20, anywhere from 19 to about 22, 23. Not bad. So Canary Islands, of course, is the European Hawaii, if you will, and that is pretty awesome. Anyway, the waves in Adulan are 8 meters. Dolphins flying over the house. Holy macaroni! Well, we'll have to take a look at the wave heights soon. But anyway, looking at France, bottom end looks good. Top looks cold. Yesterday it was kind of the opposite way around, which is kind of weird. And looking at Germany, they're actually a lot warmer today than they were last night at this time. So pretty good to see that. Still 9 degrees for nighttime temperatures there in Berlin, Cologne, or Köln as we call it. 9, München 10, so not bad. Hamburg, or Hamburg if you want to say it in English, 11 degrees, and that is pretty awesome. Let's get rid of that though, I didn't want to click on it. And England looks like about 9, 10 degrees all the way through, and a little colder up in the northern portions up in Scotland. And Monkland with the what was it, 8-meter waves with yeah, that's all we can report. It's 8-meter waves, and dolphins flying over the houses. So that's what we've got. That's in the West Isles, by the way, not over in Dublin. In Dublin, it's they're just sheep and goats flying over the buildings, and nothing else. That's all. In waves, okay? Waves of sheep and goats. Yeah, 8 meters. Yeah, that's a 24-footer. Anyway, we see Luxembourg coming in from between 7 and 10 degrees, depending on where you are. Same thing with Belgium. Belgium a little bit warmer on the coast, and that is still getting some of that warm air blowing from the Gulf Stream. So pretty good. Same thing goes for Holland, and not bad on the coastal areas, but if you get inland, it's really not that bad in comparison. Yesterday we were seeing single digits. Today we're seeing at least double digits, which helps a little bit. Going up into Denmark, we're seeing again low double digits, so that's all right. Looks like it warmed up on the bottom end of Sweden as well. Seeing Stockholm coming in at about 12. Oslo, on the other hand, not quite so lucky. 8 degrees or thereabouts. And we'll zoom out a little bit. take a look and see what we've got in the upper areas here. So northern half of Finland really quite cold, and the coastal areas here and bottom of Sweden is warm. The rest is no good. Moscow coming in at about 6 degrees. What do we got? Minsk about 7. Riga is 10. St. Petersburg 10. And of course Dublin we looked at 8. London is 11. Let's have a quick peek at Iceland. And definitely cold air coming in. We do have some warm air trying to help, but not doing so good. So on the Reykjanes Peninsula, you'll probably see 5-6 degrees, something like that. Colder in some areas. Reykjavik itself coming in above 5, so not so good temperature wise for them. And we are starting to see that white patch back in Greenland, and I'd rather see a green patch, but the white patch indicating that we have 37 degrees, minus 37 degrees Celsius. Brr, okay? Starting to get cold up there, you guys. So that is what we've got there. Let's have a look at precipitation very quickly here. And we're seeing still some snow up top in the northern Canadian areas, and way up north though. David's Strait here, and then Baffin Bay, as well as Hudson's Bay showing some snow, as well as the northern corners of Alaska. Not so bad for the most part though. For moisture in the other places, we do see southern Ontario's got a few spots with thunderstorms coming through, and then we've got this low sitting here, and I'm not sure where that low is going to go. That high is probably keeping it in place and letting it churn a bit. Sue, I hope that doesn't come downward. I hope this guy moves and that guy follows him. But St. Lawrence Seaway and Quebec is just on the edge of this, a little bit into Maine, and obviously getting into New Brunswick as well there as far as that storm is concerned. And looking at what we've got coming down here, looks like California is pretty dry. We do have some storms in Arizona, and you can see that, and also here in New Mexico, and going up Colorado, again some storms. Texas has some stormy weather as well, but I'm sure they don't mind having a little bit of water. Same with what's happening right there just north of Wichita. And sliding down, or actually we'll go here, nothing in the eastern US right now. We do have some stuff around the Great Lakes, but nothing really major to speak of. Going down into Central America, of course we see that Julia is right there, and she's churning. She was here, she's slowly moving this way. So I don't know if that's going to continue to go in and actually end up in Panama or somewhere. That low out here, I guess, has developed. I was thinking it was going to end up going up a little bit, but it looks like it recombined out there. And that might be something that could push its way up towards Hawaii. I hope this doesn't get into Hawaii. This may come up this way. We don't know yet. We'll see what happens. Looking at South America, though, Brazil, not bad. The Amazon, just beyond the mountain ridge here, of course, they're seeing a lot of that rain come down there as well. That's not so bad for them, though. We see this is way off the coast now. I'm not bothering Rio de Janeiro anymore. That's really good. We do see some rain south of Buenos Aires here in Argentina. Doesn't look like there's anything happening in Uruguay or Paraguay. pretty dry. Some snow still coming down on the bottom end of Argentina, and of course Chile and Chile. And let's look at that. There's a big high sitting there churning away. And there's the other high, and that's sitting on top of New Zealand's North Island, and that is keeping them dry for the most part, but not sure what's going to happen in the near future when this ridge starts working its way over. It's going to be more water. And we do see this here. Hobart looks dry, and the western portions of Tasmania are getting some water. Bottom end of the coastal areas here near Melbourne getting some stuff as well. Same thing with Sydney, and of course some probably welcome storms coming through the eastern portions of Australia. Looking at Brisbane, looks dry. In Ausland, Oz has got nice weather. And again, going out here, Fiji area and those areas, they have their typical storms going on. Same thing with what we see in Papua New Guinea and down here in, yeah, it's like, when is it not rain there, in Java, on the island of Java. Always have some kind of storm going on there. Same thing with the Indian Ocean. There's always something circulating, doing its thing. So going up, we do see a lot of storm activity all over the place. And that includes the Philippines, a lot of action there. Another storm possibly developing out of this low, and we'll see what happens. If this is the same as the last one, it'll end up coming across the Philippines. Of course, this is the Sea of Philippines, or Philippine Sea, and that is kind of the direction it wants to go. So we'll see what happens. And going up the coast of Japan, Japan has got some rain from the Sea of Japan, a little bit along the coastal areas, but this nasty, nasty storm still sitting out here. That's that low and a high above it. And of course, that is giving us some snow up here in the Kamchatka Peninsula as well. And the Aleutian Islands in the middle here, probably getting nailed with some of that stuff. I didn't realize that we had that much going on in Alaska, right in their port areas there. Anchorage probably getting some heavy rains. Looking over at what we've got in India, pretty normal for this time of year, and looks a little bit on the drier side in Madagascar, on the bottom portions of Africa, and then Central Africa, of course, the rainforests, and that's kind of happening, doing its thing as it usually does. And looking at Saudi Arabia, everything is dry. Going over here towards where Piggy is, and Piggy, I don't know, you might get some rain out of this. If it holds together, it might go far enough west to give you some rain. We know it's raining here in Crete, and we know that Turkey is getting some other rain as well. So that may have an opportunity to give you some water there. And looking at the rest of it, we see here Barcelona and that area getting nailed. So some of it into France, some in the Caliente area of Spain. So that's what we've got up there. Looking pretty dry in Italy, as well as Sicily. Not anything in Germany either, other than fog. Not till you get up here along the coast. So we'll have some in Belgium, as well as Holland, along the coastal areas. And then of course Denmark is getting nailed again. And of course southern Sweden, so that is pretty cool. Let's keep Dr. Fox climbing for likes. Yeah, Hey, 90 likes. Let's see if we can hit 100. Anyone who hasn't hit that like button yet, give it a shot. Anyway, looking at Finland, they've got stormy stuff, and the Norwegian coastline, it's getting its normal bombardment of stormy weather. So pretty awesome. And we see this low churning around here. Now, this low, I don't know where it's going to end up, but it is definitely bringing up some moisture. Looks like the snow, though, and colder temps are coming from the other, what is it, another low up here. There's a low there, and we know it's really cold there. I don't see any other system here, and usually we see a high or something in here as well, but we're not seeing that, and that could be, this could all be a very low pressure. There's that major big low. That's probably what's driving everything here. And I don't know. I don't think I'd want to live on Svalbard. That would be a very cold place, especially with the monster lows sitting there. So that's kind of our weather there. Let's take a look at one more shot of the coldest temperature in the planet. And we're going to zoom in down here and see what we can find. So I don't know where Sue says minus 62. Holy mackerel, that's actually pretty balmy. Minus 59, 58, 60. Yeah, I don't know. 61. Right there. So minus 61 C. I don't know if we got anything colder than that. Minus 62, minus 61. Yep. I think I'm probably good with minus 61, and I'll let Sue have it as she can win for today. Oh, hang on, maybe, hang on, there's another minus 61. Maybe I can spoof her here with looking at these lows, or the highs. The highs are usually where the lower temperatures are. No, I think I'm stuck with minus 61 there. So, yep, that's it. Sue gets the medal. Sue gets the cold. Sue, quite frankly, you can have it. I'll be a gracious host and give it to you. I'll gladly take second place. A little bit warmer. Oh, anyway, on that friendly note, that is awesome. And I did give you a good weather report, though. So, for right now, I'm seriously, you having 14, 15 degrees in that area, that's not bad. You have some nice weather right now, considering it's nighttime and all that stuff, right? So pretty awesome, and you're lucky because you could have that stuff that's up in Quebec, and that would make it a little colder. Anyway, so there you go. That's the trade-off. Anyway, good folks, that is about it for the show for today. And we will put it back on our lava. And let's see if I can get that lava moving. And click the play button there. Okay, so that is good. And we will definitely continue on with our wonderful stuff tomorrow. Remember, everyone, tomorrow is Saturday, so the show starts early. It's better for the people in Europe. They don't have to stay awake in the wee hours. Bo, welcome, and night all, and good night, Bo. And I didn't even notice that you snuck in there. Hope you're all good. Anyway, big thank you to all of our people here, the entire Lava family. But big thanks to Kevin Haynes and Irish Monk for gifting. So Kevin gifted 1, Irish Monk gifted 10 memberships Thank you guys. That is awesome. Also, Irish Monk gifted put 2 other super chats in there. Thank you very much, Irish Monk. You are a kind person and really do appreciate that wonderful support. Also, thank you every one of the members here, of course, and the entire Lava family. You guys are awesome, and I thank you all for being here. Also, big thank you to the moderators, Arizona Snowman, Piggy, and C&D Boy, and others that hide in the background, like Lucas, Snow, and possibly Joseph Fields, and 24/7 Live, AZ Sky, Scary. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate all of you. And yeah, thank you, Oz, for being here, and Daryl, and Sue, and everyone else. So very, very good to have you all on board. And again, thank you. And on that friendly note, it is time for me to go have some dinner myself and relax a little bit. I did go shopping today, so that was a good thing. Actually, I really don't feel like eating yet. I ate my lunch at about 2:30, and I actually ate too much. And yeah, of course, now I'm now I didn't eat my dessert though, so I have a cheesecake that I bought, and I want to have a piece of cheesecake. So that's probably what's going to be on my menu. Anyway, for anyone else who hasn't hit that like button yet, hit that like button for the cheesecake if you haven't done it for any other reason. Anyway, on that friendly note, be good, everyone, be kind, and of course, most of all, please, please, tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and we'll see you all tomorrow on VolcanoX. Good night, everyone. Oink, oink.